All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Tennessee Titans in tonight's video, Sunday afternoon. Brand new head coach Brian Callahan, second-year starter coming off an intriguing rookie season. Will Levis, folks, this team has a lot to prove, or at least I should rather say they have something to prove. They loaded up the offense. The defense is going through something interesting. I don't mean that to be in a negative facet, but Tennessee just it felt like they almost neglected the offense for the last many years. Mike Vrabel did a phenomenal job building this defense, right? Leading this defense. But what they always lacked was creativity and versatility on the offensive side of things. It was just short, quick throws. Let's move the chains with Ryan Tannehill. Let's get Derrick Henry the ball. Let's let him just eat up more yards. Let's let him wear down the defenses, and we'll just beat defenses by being efficient, not making turnovers, and just moving the chains. And that works fine. And it worked fine. But that doesn't win you playoff games. That doesn't win you divisional whatever. You get the point. It doesn't win you playoff games. It doesn't win you Super Bowls. And they needed something different. And that's exactly what we see with Brian Callahan, Will Levis, and this brand new Tennessee Titans team. So we're going to talk about that in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post as many Titans videos on this channel as we can. If we can try and get this to 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. I always get comments saying like, you're so enthusiastic about bad teams. Like, you're so enthusiastic about bad teams. Like, there has to be bad teams in the NFL. And unfortunately, that's just not the way I see sports. I think every team has a chance. And when I look at a squad like Tennessee, like, that's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of sports. I know the Tennessee Titans most likely won't win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. But what they're building, and more importantly, actually, what they're building around Will Levis is something I've been begging this team to do ever since I started covering the NFL a couple of years ago. Will Levis had this to say a couple of days ago. By the time we come back for training camp, I'm going to know this offense like the back of my hand, and we're going to be able to get things rolling. It's always interesting to me when I watch sports radio or sports TV, and I see dudes say Will Levis has too big of an ego. This dude is cocky. He is douchey. He reminds me of Baker Mayfield. And I think of Will Levis, and I'm like, this is a dude who just grinded his freaking ass off his entire football life. This is a very smart kid. This is a very, maybe humbled is the wrong word, but I think Will Levis is a really smart individual, and they all have something to prove. Like, it feels like genuinely everybody, because, no more Ryan Tannehill, no more Derrick Henry, brand freaking new coach, brand freaking new defense for the most part. Everybody on this team has a chip on their shoulder. And it's like, whether it was Tyler Boyd or whether it was Calvin Ridley or DeAndre Hopkins or Tony Pollard, it's like, why are you going to Tennessee? And I'm looking at this Titans team. I'm like, they're really freaking good. They just missed the mark offensively for the last couple of years. So Seth Walder with ESPN grades every NFL team's offseason over at ESPN. He actually gave the Tennessee Titans a B grade. That's really freaking fair. That's really freaking solid because, it's ESPN. It's, mainstream media. I didn't think they'd be able to appreciate an offseason like the Tennessee Titans did. And Lloyd Cushenberry was one of the moves he liked. We'll talk about that in just a second. The move he didn't like was the Titans not trading down in the second round of the draft. I can't believe that's a thing. Sweat's a freaking beast. You guys will love him. But one thing that's super important to me, outside of the big-time moves, Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, we'll talk about that in a second here, was the new offensive line. Specifically, like, J.C. Latham's great, right? Long-term, love it. Pass protector, great. But Lloyd Cushenberry, in my opinion, was a huge addition. It was a huge improvement. Last year's starter, Aaron Brewer, I don't think the Titans nor Titans fans really ever wanted him to be re-signed. For some reason in mainstream media, that's like a huge negative for the Tennessee Titans offseason. So Brewer signed with the Dolphins, 3-year, $21 million contract. PFF actually credited Brewer with allowing 6 sacks. That was the second most, and 34 pressures, third most among all qualifying centers, en route to a pass pro grade of 52.5. Cushenberry, your new center, allowed just 14 pressures, 1 sack, and a pass pro grade of 76.4. So Cushenberry pretty much had a career year last year with the Denver Broncos, got a big payday over in Tennessee. Former third-round pick earned a 73.2 grade in 2023, ranking 10th among centers, and allowed just 14 quarterback pressures. So it's like, my big flaw with Tennessee last year specifically was pass protection. Like, run protection, they're great. Aaron Brewer, great in rush protection. But that doesn't, once again, that doesn't win you playoff games. As good and as great Derrick Henry was and still is, as much as he did for the Tennessee Titans organization, it was such a one-dimensional offense. And that gets me moving. Like, guys, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, Traylon Burke still on this team, Westbrook-Ikine, they have a sleepy, really good wide receiver room. But it doesn't end just there. The Titans running back room, to me, is a huge ceiling, like a huge ceiling. You picked up Tony Pollard from the Dallas Cowboys, and you still have Tajay Spears, who came off a really solid rookie season, like dual threat, phenomenal pass catcher, phenomenal playmaker. And, you know, when you're playing behind Derrick Henry, it's hard to like really get that appreciation and that respect that he put in last season. But it was interesting to me because Pro Football Focus writer Trevor Sikkema ranked every backfield in the NFL and placed the Tennessee Titans at 15. And I actually think that's a fair assessment just based on paper, right? All right, you got Tajay Spears, once again, was playing behind Derrick Henry in his rookie season. What really can you do to prove that you're legitimate back? But Tony Pollard's interesting because he struggled. You know, he had a high ankle sprain and a broken leg in the 2022-2023 playoffs. But this past season, he was still really solid. He averaged 4 yards per carry, another 1,000+ rushing yard season, and an 84.7 PFF grade. So this is a really solid duo because Derrick Henry's a bruiser, right? He's a tough gainer. Like, he's going to win in the trenches. Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears are more finesse players, right? They're more agility guys. And I just think having this dual threat running back tandem is not only going to help Will Levis, but it's going to help out your offense in general. And I know Brian Callahan is freaking licking his chops right now. I don't think Tennessee will win 15 games. Obviously, that was dramatic. I don't think Tennessee will win 11 games, 12 games this upcoming season. All I want to know is if Will Levis is my dude, because you put a team around him offensively where he is going to succeed. Now, I had plans to talk about the defense in tonight's video. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. So let me know if you guys want that defense video. Let me know down below. But as always, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Let me know. Where do you see the Titans ranking offensively in the NFL this upcoming season? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.